Hello and welcome back to Wallist Tutorials. Today we'll be going over how the field service employee or the employee out in the field looks at their schedule in jobs and how those operate. For ease of instructions, we will be using a desktop computer. However, it looks exactly the same on the employee's mobile device. And so to get started, let's say employee Sam is at the office at 8:30. He's getting ready to head to his first appointment, David Jackson. Sam will click on the job schedule appointment, and he will go ahead and send David an arrival notice. And so he can alter the arrival notice time up or down. By default, it's going to default to 30 minutes. You can change it however long it takes you to get to your first appointment there. And we can go ahead and send this notification to David. Once that's done, we can go ahead and close and head on our way to David Jackson's place. Once we arrive at David's place, we would open up the scheduled appointment and go ahead and start the clock-in process, or to start the job itself with the timer. The timer is actually keeping track of the time as well in the background. Let's say Sam has to leave for some reason that does not need to be tracked for time. He can go ahead and pause his time so those minutes or hours are not used during the calculation of the job total time, maybe a lunch, for example. So when he gets back, he can clock back into the job. Once the job is complete, he's all finished up, he can actually go ahead and complete the job by clicking on complete. The options are complete and invoice now. This would be if we want to go ahead and invoice David Jackson based on this estimate that we originally started with. Or we can complete an invoice later. So maybe you have someone in the office that you prefer to edit the invoices instead of your service tech or employee out in the field. To keep this easy, we're going to go ahead and collect payment now. We're going to complete an invoice now. So we will convert that job to an invoice and go ahead and send the email to David, which he will have receipt in hand before Sam even leaves the appointment. Sam can collect a check or collect payment, however you wish. So we'll go ahead and send the email to David. David has that email now, and we will go ahead and save it. So we're all finished up with sending that invoice. We've collected payment. We can now return to our calendar view by going to the schedule, and we'll check out the next appointment, which is Brian Johnson. We will go ahead and send him an arrival notice, and this one's going to take a little longer to get to his place. We'll go ahead and we don't have an email in there for this customer, so we will just put mine in. If you do not have a default email, it will go ahead and prompt you for an email address to send to. If you don't have an email address, you're not going to be able to send this notification for now. We'll go ahead and send it. So we will go ahead and close and arrive at Brian Johnson. So it's just a repeating process basically for every job. You can actually, in the job itself, when you go to invoice, you can actually edit the items. Let's say in this job we had to add a 1-inch union. You can do that right here on the invoice, either back at the office or the field tech can actually do that themselves. And then we can go ahead and save, and we would be able to email again out that invoice. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. We hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.